So I'm going to start. Thank you, everybody. I'm very happy that there's a lot of people here. Okay, this is a very important lecture. In my opinion, and I tell my residents, this is the most important topic in the shoulder, and I'm going to show you what I do every day in my office. 80% of my job is this lecture, maybe more, 90. Okay, so I'm very happy to show it, and after 20 minutes, I would like to be a volunteer, as we say in Brazil, a victim, okay, and to call him and to make a live shoulder clinical examination. So I was talking to many guys. Your surgical hands mean nothing if you are not a good clinicist. So clinics, we say in Brazil, is sovereign, and this is what I do every day. Okay, so this is me. So we are going to talk in this logical sequence. Basic anatomy, this is a basic lecture. Biomechanics, the definition of and the physiopathology of subacromial impingement, and the clinical rationale you have to have in your mind. So the shoulder is a very complex joint because it has big range of motion, and the shoulder pays a big price for that. 3 bones but 5 joints. Okay, 3 true joints. So we have obviously the scapula, the clavicle, and the proximal and the humerus. But we have 3 true joints and 2 false joints, functional. So a true joint has bone, articular cartilage, a capsule, of course, and synovial fluid. So how many true joints, synovial joints we have in the shoulder? The AC joint, the glenohumeral joint, and the sternoclavicular joint. Okay? These are the 3 true joints of the shoulder. But we have 2 functional joints. The first one is the scapulothoracic joint, and the other is the subacromial space. The humeroacromial joint behaves like a joint. So we have 5 joints in the shoulder. Let's summarize them. 3 synovial, AC joint, glenohumeral joint, and sternoclavicular joint. And we have 2 functional. Okay? The scapulothoracic joint and the humeroacromial joint. All of these joints, they have to work in balance for the shoulder to be happy. So it's a very complex joint. So we are talking here, the start of the party, as we say in Brazil, is the cuff. So this is a 3D view of the shoulder. This, we have a pointer here. This guy here is a very important guy for this lecture, which is the coracoacromial ligament, and the others not. So this is the capsule, the coracohumeral ligament, and this is the start of the party. This is the rotator cuff. So we have supra, infra, teres minor, which is basically never involved, and long pair of devices with the subscap. And from a practical point of view, and I'm going to mention that in the physical examination, we divide the cuff into 2 parts, posterior superior and anterior superior. Posterior superior cuff, as we are seeing here in yellow, is the mid part and the posterior part of the supra, infra, okay, while the anterior is the posterior superior. Why we call anterior superior cuff the anterior part of the supra and the subscap with the long head of the biceps. The physical examination that I'm going to do with some one of you can show us a lot of information of involvement of one of the posterior superior or the anterior superior. So let's talk a little bit about biomechanics of subacromial impingement. So if you want to understand subacromial pain, you have to understand the coracoacromial arc. So this is a wonderful piece of anatomy, okay, of a scapula without the humerus, in which we see here the coracoid, we see here the acromion, guy here, which is very important for us, is the coracoacromial ligament. And they form an arc, which is the super famous coracoacromial arc. Okay, the coracoacromial arc. So the shoulder slides, posterior superior and the anterior superior cuff. They slide below this arc, and if you don't understand this, you don't understand impingement nor rotator cuff tears. So from a biomechanical point of view, the glenohumeral joint works as a fulcrum, as a hinge. And one of the functions of the cuff is to keep this hinge working all the time. So when we see this girl here, she's moving this little wood door only because we have a fixed hinge. Without the hinge, this movement will never happen. With the shoulder, it's the same, okay? So the shoulder works as a ball and a socket. So the glenoid is the socket and the ball is the humeral head, okay? And the shoulder works like a ball and a socket. So this is how the shoulder should work, okay? A ball and a socket as a stable hinge. And the cuff, rotator cuff, has a big mission, which is to maintain this hinge working all of the time. So what happens is that many times, and now it becomes interesting, many times due to intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors, there is an imbalance in this situation, leading to compression of the rotator cuff below the coracoacromial arch. And this is something that we call, because of this abnormal contact, subacromial impingement. This is the most common problem of the shoulder. I see this every day, almost 20 years. So this was described 51 years ago by Charles Lear as the shock of greater tuberosity and its insertions against the coracoacromial arch. This is the first description of the father of shoulder surgery, Charles Lear, as compression in between the anterior third of the acromion, the coracoacromial ligament, and the axial joint. 51 years later, we know that it's the compression of the posterior superior and the anterior superior cuff against not only the anterior part of the acromion, but the lateral part of the acromion, together with spurs that may happen in the axial joint. And what about cuff tears? Cuff tears, they have intrinsic, it's coming. Cuff tears, they have intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors. They both exist at the same time. So intrinsic causes, they are caused as everything in the body by aging. But aging after 38, 40, 45 years old has a very bad effect on the shoulder. So this is a little bit funny. This guy was the hero when I was a child. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Barbarian, the strongest man in planet Earth. Okay, we used it to say that when I was a kid. So the rotator cuff is like Conan the Barbarian, super strong when we are 20. 25 until 30. But after 40, the guy that was super strong becomes weak. So it happens with the shoulder, the rotator cuff all of the time. Okay? And one of the best guys of shoulder surgery in the United States, Stephen Burkhardt, describes this situation as the rotator cuff being the weak link of the shoulder. So this is when we are 20, 25. The cuff is very beautiful, very strong. But invariably, the cuff will become like this. Okay? So in synthesis, there is unquestionably an intrinsic etiology for cuff disease. But we also have, against above, intrinsic tendon degeneration, we have extrinsic causes. So this is a super beautiful anatomical piece, lovely dissection in which we see here the coracoid, the acromion, and the coracoacromial ligament. And this is the cuff. You see the biceps is extra-articular here, and then intra-articular. This is the subscap, this is the posterior superior cuff. Okay? So what happens is that with aging, we have this is very important, the development of subacromial anteroinferior osteophytes. So this is a beautiful, beautiful view of the coracoacromial arch. This is the coracoid, this is the acromion, and here in the acromial insertion of the coracoacromial ligament, we have the development of spurs. These spurs, they behave, as we say in the United States, as offending bone, the bone that offends the cuff. Okay? So this is the old classification of Bigliani from 1986, in which you have type 1, type 2, type 3, it doesn't matter. I want you to understand that these spurs here, they damage the cuff. They are part of the story. Together with spurs that can happen below the AC joint. Okay, so we may have AC joint arthritis, and it's always a clinical diagnosis. Okay, you don't have to worry about AC joint arthritis from a radiological point of view in the MRI. If they are asymptomatic, forget it. Okay, so this is the most important slide. In the end of the slides, I suggest you make a photo and never forget this. This is what I do every day of my life. Okay? What are the possible clinical, this is the most important slide of the lecture. What are the possible clinical scenarios that I'm going to see in these patients? Well, I may have impingement, subacromial irritation, and or AC joint arthritis once symptomatic, with or without our rotator cuff tear. This is what you have to, and this is what we call, and this, if you want to make a photo, I'm going to keep it 10 seconds. This is the subacromial disease. This is what I do every day of my life. I have to understand where is the patient in between these scenarios. So if we think about cuff pain, what do I have to ask for the patient? Okay, how do I comprehend clinically rotator cuff pain? So what do I have to do in the medical history? Where is the pain? This is very important. Rotator cuff pain, I'm going to show you the physical examination, is anterolateral. Yeah? The proximal third of the shoulder. When does it happen? Rotator cuff pain gets worse with elevation, especially in Lear's arc, and they have a lot of pain to do strength, and they have a lot of pain to sleep many times. Does it spread? We have different paths of spreading. Okay, I'm going to show it in a minute. And you have to ask for the patient to describe you the path of the pain. So I'm going to tell you something very nice. Which is the best MRI of the planet? MRI means magnetic resonance imaging. And the best MRI of the planet is your index finger. It's not magnetic resonance imaging. It's not magnetic resonance imaging. It's my reproducibility instrument, MRI. This is your best MRI. It's all in your hand. And I'm going to show you how to use it in a minute. So, what about night pain? Okay? Everybody says about right position to sleep, wrong position to sleep. In my opinion, you sleep the way you want. There is no right or wrong. turning the shoulder, if there is a cuff problem, it will hurt at night. This is the rationale. So does the patient has to find a position to sleep? This is very common in full thickness rotator cuff tears. Does the patient wakes up at night? And why does they get better when they wake up at night? Because there is a cuff tear, there is compression on the cuff tear in between the humeral head and the coracoacromial arc. And when they get better, gravity pulls the upper limb below, and you have distraction of the subacromial space. This is very important for you to make a rationale in your mind. And is it all getting worse with time? So if you think about the shoulder, rotator cuff pain generally comes anterolateral, and long head of the biceps pain is very anterior here. And this is another important slide. We divide the arm in three parts, three thirds. The proximal third, the medial third, and the distal third. So, long head of the biceps pain usually behaves like this. Very anterior, and as a rule, it stops in second or third. The pain doesn't come to the elbow. This is, you have to ask all of these things during medical history. And then here, anterolateral is a suggestion of posterior-superior rotator cuff pain. Okay? And as a rule, no pain here. So now, what I want to do is this. I would like someone to give me a microphone. Sergio, do you have a microphone? Okay? And I need a victim. I need someone who will be examining you. It was easier than I imagined it. Okay, good. Come. I need a microphone. So the shoulder examination is demanding, okay? And I know it's difficult to do it in all of the patients. This is what I do. It's time consuming for this part of the game. First of all, take up your shirt. Okay? Okay? I'm not interested in okay? The thing is, I have operated 50 shoulders in India, and I have examined more than 40 people in India. But something that really, with all respect, I don't like, which is the shoulder must be examined naked torso all of the time. So, yes, obvious. Yes, obvious. So the thing is, the torso must be naked, and I see at least 15 to 20 women every week with a bra. I know this is difficult in India. I'm sorry. This is the right way because of the spine. You have to see the spine because many posture problems lead to myofascial pain around the scapula. It's impossible to diagnose this without a naked torso. So give me here, get someone. Let's see if you can do it. No, you stay here. No, in front of me. So the thing is, this is something I learned in medical school, in internal medicine. It has nothing to do with orthopedics. What is the sequence of the physical examination? Inspection, statical inspection, dynamical inspection, palpation, and special tests. I learned this in internal medicine, nothing to do with orthopedics, but we reproduce it in the shoulder. So what do we have to do? First of all, I have to put your feet like this and don't move. So I have to look with my eyes to see if there is symmetry of one shoulder with the other. Many times there is not because of a word called scoliosis. I'm not sure if this is common in Italy. Brazil is super. So many times one shoulder is like this and the other is like this. And all of these postural problems lead to two phenomena. Myofascial pain in the anteromedial border of the scapula or rotator cuff impingement because of scapular dyskinesia. See how the shoulder is difficult. So I have to see from in front of me, and then you turn around. So then you are looking, okay, and many times you have asymmetry of the shoulders because of scoliosis. So it's very important to see the patient, make a torso, and see imbalances of the shoulder here. Okay, the next step is dynamical inspection. So what I do is there is one test which is extremely important, and is the only one I do in dynamical inspection, which is the near test. So how does it work? When I do like this, okay, we have 1 and 0. So we have 3 parts of the movement. So from 0 to 60, the cuff is not being fired, it's not working at all. It's just delta. From 60 to 120, 140, the cuff is working. And from 140, 120 to up, the cuff works very low. And the movement happens in the scapulo-thoracic joint. So as a rule, only by this test, you understand a lot of things. So if there is an old lady, very old lady, with pain for 6 months, and she's doing like this, she comes like this, oh, stop. This is a message there, because the deltoid is working, and when the cuff is being fired, it doesn't work because of pain. When you have a patient, 40, that says like this, a little pain better. The chances of he having a cuff tear are very small. What makes make a clinical suspicion of a cuff tear is the age, the medical history, and the physical examination. Okay, this is very important. We have see how the shoulder is difficult. We have in subacromial disease. We have phases of the disease. So it starts with impingement. Then you have partial tears that may be bursal-sided or articular-sided. Then you have full thickness complete tears, medium, small complete tears, medium size, large size, massive, irreparable, and in the end, in elders, rotator cuff arthropathy. You have 8 stages of the disease, and I have to know in every patient if it's only subacromial impingement, partial tear, full thickness tear, small, large, or medium, massive, irreparable, or rotator cuff arthropathy. Okay? So by the age, you make a suspicion by the medical history and the physical examination. So having said that, so now we have to do palpation and special tests. But the first thing I do is to see if the shoulder has passive motion, because I was talking to many guys in the entrance. We have to understand rotator cuff disease is one clinical entity. Frozen shoulder is another clinical entity. Okay, they don't mix. I do this every day for 20 years. It's very common. It's very uncommon to have a secondary frozen shoulder because of a cuff tear. You have to rule out. So the first thing I do is to examine the passive range of motion. Then we go to palpation and special tests. So I stay behind the view, yeah? Don't move with your spine. The spine is always steady. And I come here from the shoulder like this, yeah? Don't flex, don't extend, don't move your spine, and I test external. You keep it loose, and I test external rotation. So it's okay. Then I go to side to see if it is symmetrical. Okay, symmetrical. So motion is okay. Then, like this. And now we have to see internal rotation. So you put your hand here, thumbs up. So then I mark. So one side is coming here, the other side must be symmetrical. Here. And it's symmetrical. Yeah? And then I come, you stay there, and I test forward elevation. Okay? So I come here, it's okay, and I come to the other side, and it's okay. So then we go to palpation. It's going to give me a lot of information. So if the patient has pain, the medial border of the scapula, especially in the base of the trapezius, this is myofascial pain. Everybody knows what's myofascial pain. So I come and I always say to the patient, when I ask you, tell me yes or no. Okay? Do you have pain here? No dog, no dog, and no dog. This is very common. In the base of the trapezius, okay? This is myofascial pain caused as a rule by scapula dyskinesia. So then we have to palpate special things. I start by the clavicle because I've never pain in the midsection. And then I come to the AC joint. AC joint, generally the patient has pain here. A big tip is this: when the patient says, "Doctor, I have pain here," I say, "Stop. I want one finger." The finger of the patient. I use the finger of the patient and my finger. So I have, see how the clinic is beautiful. I have two MRIs. My possibility is with two MRIs in my chamber. Okay? So when he says to me, for the physical examination, I have pain, no, stop. And then I say, use your finger, and they get angry with me because they do it like this. And I say, stop. Close your hand and give me your MRI. And then the patient says, I have pain here. Ooh, don't have it. You see the difference when the patient uses the hand or the finger. So then I come and I put my finger here. And I say, is this your pain? Yes or no? Yes, doctor, this is my pain. This is joint disease. Then I come here, I palpate the coracoid. And I come like this to the bicipital groove. Then you have, oh, this is my pain, bicipital pathology. Then I come and I stabilize the shoulder here against my chest. The hand is here, and I hold it and I palpate the acromion. And if there is pain here, this is posterior superior pain, and this is anterior superior pain. Only by palpation, I have a lot of information. Then we go to the final part, which is special cases. So, the first one is the near test. Okay? So the near test. So I stabilize the scapula with my hand. I pick up the forearm in between the elbow, and I'm gonna do, you stay very loose, okay? And I do like this. So if the patient has pain from 60 to 120, irritation of the subacromial space, okay? And then, oh doctor, I have a lot of pain. Okay, this is irritation of the subacromial space. The next test that I love to do is the palping test. Okay, so I come here. You put the arm in the abduction, internal rotation, and you do like this. Whenever I do like this, okay, and the patient says, this is my pain. What does it mean? You are taking the insertions of the posterior superior cuff against the coracoid arm. So these are the tests for subacromial cuff pain, cuff irritation. Then I'm going to see the AC joint. And there is a master tube. See this? This is the elevation test. I'm going to use two MRIs in my hand. This finger in the AC joint, this in the biceps. So one is here, the other is here. And I come and I do forward elevation. This is the moment in which you have pain in the AC joint, but sometimes there is pain in biceps. So I say, do you have pain? Yes. So then I come back and I say, is the upper finger or the inferior finger? Oh, doc, it's this finger. Okay. So it's not the AC joint. Okay. And then I do the cross arm. Okay. So you keep it like this and you make it like this. And in this moment, he has pain. If the pain is in the AC joint, there is AC joint disease. Okay? And then I'm gonna test the cuff. So you stay in front of me. No, yes. So this is tests to see the strength of the cuff. So you stay like this. Okay? So then you are gonna put your arm in external rotation and you stop. This is the moment I say to the patient, statue. Behave like a statue. Don't flex. Don't extend. The arm is very close to the body, arm at the side. And then, having said this, you're going to move your statue. I'm going to make a force like this, and you are going to make a force to the other side. Okay. What do I do? Yes, sir. You show the examination, I have discussed it in many congresses, implicates many proximity with the body of the patient, and this is part of the story. Okay? We are very close to the body of the patient. The woman, the man, I do a lot of jokes in Brazilian style. Now I'm being extremely serious. Okay? There is a woman in my chamber, and then she's using right? I fully respect it, and I never look to her breasts as a sign of respect, and I am always looking at the shoulder. And she realizes that I don't care about any part of the body but the shoulder. This has a very good psychological effect on her when I am examining. So having said that, don't move, don't stand, don't flex, don't extend, arm at the side. I'm going to do like this, and you do a force to the other side. And then I have to stabilize my body, and I put my other hand in the hip. If not, I am going to fall. Okay? And you mix strength there. Yes. So when you have strength, generally there's not a tough tear. But many times the patient says, oh, and he loses strength. This is a mega sign of a tough tear. Okay? Then do the opposite test. This is a test for the posterior superior cuff, supra and infra. Now let's see the strength of the subscapula. So you stay like this. I don't flex, don't extend arm at the side. Then I'm going to change my hands. I want you to put your hand in your belly. Don't flex and don't extend. And then I'm going to put my other side, my other hand for me not to fall, lose my balance. Okay, to the hip. So I put my hand here, strength to your belly, okay? It's good. And many times they say, oh, and then a lot of pain. It's a sign of subscap pain and long hair of biceps pain. Then we come to a super famous test, which is jaw testing. So I want you to do a thumbs up. Yes, thumb like this. Stop. The test has two phases. Phase one, I do like this, like this. Yeah, this and this. When you do only this, you are putting the posterior superior cuff against the coracoacromial artery. Do you have pain? Yes. You have to think about something is happening with the cuff. And the second part of the test is this: you don't move, don't. The patient non-consciently defends himself doing this with the trunk laterally, and I say stop. Don't move, just I'm gonna push down and you are gonna push up. So, and I do like this. Yeah? You make a strength. When the patient behaves like, oh, I can't stand it, it's a super good test for tears on the posterior superior cuff. And now I have 3 more tests, and see, I'm gonna put my hand not in the forearm, in the arm. Yeah? This is a mega tip for you test only the shoulder, but not the elbow. So I'm gonna do like this, and you make a strength. Many times they say, this is my pain. And then I say, put your MRI in your pain. And the patient thinks, this MRI, and he says, the pain is here, anterior, and it's going like, and it goes anteriorly. And I say, this is anterolateral or anterior. If this is anterior, biceps pain. And then 2 more tests. Yeah? 1, I want you to put your hand on your back. Don't extend it and put it against your body. No, like this. Yeah? Yeah? No, put your hand against your body. Yes. So this is a very good test for the self-scan. Yeah? Come back. And the other one. Yeah. And then I do a final test, which is fantastic for the upper third of the subscap, described by Stephen Burkhardt, which is called bear hug. Okay? So you put your hand here. Yeah. You elevate your elbow. Sometimes I ask for the patient to rotate the face for me to have space with my hand, short legs. Yeah. I'm gonna ask you to take your hand out. I'm gonna try to take your hand out of the shoulder, and you will hold. Yeah, okay, like this. There are many times they say, many times that it happens. Oh, I don't have strength. It's so many painful. I'm almost sure there is a partial there in the upper part of the subscap. Okay? Thank you. You are my best friend. So the thing is, there's a medical history all of the sequence. It takes time. I know it's difficult. Yesterday I'm finishing a little bit shocked. There are people that see 100 patients a day, 50. I understand, but as long as you can, on the first consultation, this is, in my opinion, the best way to understand. Because and I'm going to finish. I'm going to ask a question if someone wants to answer. Okay? I'm going to give you the answer and I'm going to finish. It's a $1 million question. After all of these things, when do you like to ask for an MRI? A magnetic resonance imaging? When? Can anybody say? No. The thing is, pay attention and never forget. The qualification of the pathology is clinical. The quantification of the disease is hydrological. So whenever you have a suspicion of a cuff tear, it must be confirmed or excluded by one of the 2 exams, ultrasound or MRI. Ultrasound has a high level of false positivity and false negativity. Gold standard exam is an MRI. I finished saying this. Medicine is not black and white. Medicine is 50 shades of gray. So you have to understand where the patient is and think about whenever you have a clinical suspicion to ask for an MRI. Tanya.